Charles Leclerc dropped a verbal bomb after qualifying, hinting that Red Bull and McLaren might be using some weird tricks with their battery deployment to gain an unfair straight-line speed advantage. The FIA, the governing body of motorsport, has announced that it will launch a thorough investigation into the claims. This move by the FIA demonstrates the seriousness of the situation and their commitment to ensuring a fair and competitive environment in Formula One. Ferrari's strong start in the F1 Imola GP took an unexpected turn, as they found themselves competing fiercely against McLaren instead of Red Bull. Though they weren't significantly off pace, they lacked the crucial edge needed to move up in the rankings. Ferrari initially led the pack, but McLaren quickly caught up and surpassed them in qualifying. Although a penalty for Oscar Piastri allowed Ferrari to gain a position, Piastri was relentless during the Grand Prix. He overtook Sainz and pressured Leclerc. Piastri's speed forced Ferrari to reconsider their strategy, particularly for Sainz. Leclerc, on the other hand, demonstrated better pace and was closely following Lando Norris. However, a small error in the chicane caused him to fall back, just as Norris gained momentum. With Max Verstappen and Lando Norris ahead, Leclerc had to settle for third place, while Sainz was stuck in fifth early on. After the race, both Ferrari drivers commented on their team's power usage, compared to Red Bull and McLaren. Leclerc pointed out that these teams might be using unconventional or interesting approaches to battery deployment strategies that could be giving them an edge. Charles Leclerc is optimistic that Ferrari can address their shortcomings and become contenders for race wins. He reflected on his Imola performance, stating, "Honestly, I don't think I could have done much better. We needed to cover Oscar during the first stint. Losing track position here is unthinkable, so a pit stop was necessary. Oscar was aggressive in the initial laps after the switch, making tyre management difficult for me on the hard tyres. I started catching Lando, and I thought I could put pressure on him. However, as soon as I got close, they upped the pace, and that was the end of it. We weren't able to challenge Lando again. They were simply too strong." Charles Leclerc expressed his frustration with Ferrari's power strategy during qualifying for the Imola Grand Prix, believing it cost the team a stronger race finish. Although Ferrari showed promise in Friday's practice sessions, their performance faltered during qualifying. Leclerc noticed that at the start of the lap, Ferrari lacked the pace of the leading cars in the race for pole position. According to GPS data, his Ferrari was significantly slower on the straights, clocking in at 34 kph less than the two McLarens, and even more behind Max Verstappen's Red Bull, which benefited from a tow from Nico Hülkenberg. Leclerc argued that the team's final grid positions, third and fourth after Oscar Piastri, was penalised 3 places for impeding Kevin Magnussen in FP1, ultimately hampered their chances of achieving a better finish than third. Reflecting on yesterday's qualifying session, it's clear that we lost significant ground right at the start of the lap for reasons we're still trying to understand. We employed a slightly different power strategy than McLaren and Red Bull, which led to a major disadvantage during the run to turn 2. Additionally, Max Verstappen benefited from a slipstream. This is a critical aspect we need to investigate further because, on a track like this, having the right track position is crucial. With just a 1/10 of a second separating Red Bull, McLaren, and us, everything needs to be executed flawlessly. Finishing in third place today might have cost us a better result in the race. Leclerc appeared to share this perspective. It's noteworthy that Ferrari faced a setback despite introducing significant upgrades during the weekend. However, Leclerc believes it's premature to attribute the decline solely to these upgrades. Delving into his initial impressions of Ferrari's extensive modifications for the Imola race, Leclerc asserted that assessing them accurately was challenging due to the unique characteristics of the Imola track. Nonetheless, he expressed confidence that the team had achieved its objectives with the new bodywork, floor and wings implemented for their home event. I believe, firstly, that this isn't the ideal track for evaluating upgrades, mainly because of the emphasis on curb riding here. A car performing well on curbs could mask the true hierarchy, Leclerc remarked. Leclerc's rise to second place in the Drivers' Championship after securing a podium at Imola is quite the accomplishment, especially considering he surpassed Red Bull's Sergio Perez in the standings. However, despite clinching third place, Leclerc's reflection on the race is tinged with disappointment, a sentiment shared by his teammate Carlos Sainz, who also had a forgettable Sunday at Imola. Starting in fourth due to a grid penalty for Oscar Piastri, Sainz slipped to fifth after being overtaken following a pit stop, struggling to keep pace with the Australian as the race progressed. In the early stages, Sainz managed to stick with Leclerc, but gradually lost ground as the laps unfolded. Ferrari opted for two-stop strategy for both drivers, a decision influenced by McLaren's choices. However, their plans were significantly affected by George Russell's Mercedes, whose pit stop on lap 22 led to an undercut, ultimately propelling Piastri into fourth position. The intricate interplay of strategies and on-track dynamics paints a vivid picture of the challenges faced by Ferrari and their drivers during the Imola race, adding layers of intrigue to the unfolding drama of the championship battle. The Spaniard, Carlos Sainz, touched on the technical challenges faced during the race, hinting at aerodynamic and engine issues without delving into specifics. Notably, Ferrari's decision to install Leclerc's third power unit at Imola due to safety concerns underscores the complexities of managing performance and reliability in Formula One. Team principal Fred Vasseur shed light on Sainz's difficulties, attributing them to track congestion and tyre management problems. Sainz's aggressive tyre usage led to overheating, prompting strategic considerations to counter Mercedes's undercutting attempts, although the overall outcome was influenced by multiple factors. The dynamics of Ferrari's SF24 have deviated from previous seasons, showcasing stronger race pace compared to qualifying performance. This disparity's significance is magnified on tracks like Imola, where overtaking opportunities are scarce, emphasizing the importance of Saturday's qualifying results, as echoed by Sainz and supported by Vasseur. These insights into the technical and strategic intricacies of Formula One racing highlight the continuous evolution and challenges faced by teams and drivers throughout the season. Qualifying emerged as a focal point for Carlos Sainz on circuits like the one at hand, emphasizing its critical role in determining race outcomes. Acknowledging their current weak spot, he highlighted the team's need to address this area for improved performance. Sainz's assessment of Ferrari's updates was optimistic, drawing encouragement from Charles Leclerc's solid race performance as an indicator of their competitiveness. Despite the weekend's performance not meeting their expectations entirely, both drivers and team principal Fred Vasseur found positives to take away from the Imola Grand Prix. Vasseur's post-race reflections painted a nuanced picture of Ferrari's progress and challenges. He noted the difficulties of overtaking at Imola and the team's strategic considerations regarding tyre management and pace. The competitive nature of the race, with three teams within a tight margin after numerous laps, showcased Formula One's thrilling dynamics. Vasseur's optimism about Ferrari's pace and ability to contend for top positions hints at a positive trajectory for the team, although he also acknowledged the need for continuous improvement to maximise their competitiveness in upcoming races. These insights offer a glimpse into the strategic thinking and optimism driving Ferrari's aspirations in the competitive realm of Formula One. How do you assess Ferrari's recent performance amidst McLaren's resurgence at the front of the grid? Do you think they might be facing challenges, especially in unlocking the secrets of the ERS technology? Share your insights in the comments section below. Until next time, goodbye for now.